Welcome, welcome. I have the hiccups. Maybe I'm nervous. So good morning. Good morning. Let me reset my um YouTube here so that I can see you guys. Oh, getting things rolling here. We have to make a bobbin. So, and I'm sorry for the orientation. I just learned how to fix this, but I couldn't fix it for this specific one because it was already like preset. So when we take our break and we come back for noon, I'll fix it so we're the other direction. Not vertical, but horizontal. Good morning, Janie. Good morning, Rinda. How are you ladies? I'm drinking my tea, trying to get rid of the hiccups. Uh, and I was already out there. I have one sale for sure that I want to shop um, for some thread. But other than that, I don't know. Maybe tomorrow. But we're going to get started. Um, I'm great, Rinda, other than the hiccups. They just started when I took Apollo out. And I was like, why do I have these? Probably because I was like up early and like, it wasn't like a relaxed start. It was a go, go, go start, right? But I'm good. Other than that, I'm doing good. I'm excited to sew too. So if you're joining us live or you're watching this on the replay, this is my first ever all day live sew along. Let's hope that the voice will remain. I'm going to try to keep us engaged, but I'm also going to try to be mindful of how much I'm talking because when you're not used to talking like that, it's very that's one reason I'm drinking tea as well this morning. So I'm drinking my pina colada tea. It's the colada rooibos tea. If you haven't tried it, I don't have the teas up on the site today because we're doing the pre-order. But they will be back. And this tea, I like to put a little bit of creamer in it to drink it almost like with coffee, like you would a coffee. I really enjoy it that way. So drinking my tea, getting rid of the hiccups. This life so long. I decided to do this today instead of any type of like big sale. I don't really have anything to do a big sale on. I did have a site sale a couple days back before we started the pre-order, but I figured maybe some of us needed a social break. Maybe our credit cards will need a break throughout the day, and so I thought this would be a good chance for us to get together and do some sewing. I used to do a big Black Friday when my kids were younger. My best friends and I, we would go out. This is before like cell phones the way they are now, as far as like texting is concerned. I mean, this is dating me. We used walkie talkies. So I have done the all-nighters, the all-dayers, for, Black Friday, and I figured for those of us who maybe you just, have a few things on your list, over the weekend to be shopping for, maybe you're spending Black Friday sewing, so I thought we would, enjoy some sewing together. So for sure, we have 2 things planned. I do have a third thing if we can get that far, and I figured it would just be a fun, like, just like my normal sew-alongs where if you're busy sewing, we can just sew together, whatever we're sewing together, we'll just do it that way for the third thing if we get there, and if Apollo, isn't done with his mom, getting all the attention and he wants the attention, so we'll see how that goes. But the main thing we're gonna sew, and I didn't bring it upstairs, my finished one, I'll have to bring it up then, is we're gonna be sewing the Taylor Tote by MoreMeKnow. And so I did do a practice round, and it turned out great. I was actually very shocked at the size of this bag. I did not think it was as big as what it was until I started pulling it together. But it was one of those patterns. I don't know if you guys, I'm sure you do. You see a pattern, you're like, oh, I really want to do that pattern. You buy the pattern and then just kind of sits there. But it's like still in the back of your mind, like that's a pattern I really wanted to sew. But it's just a matter of like looking at it, reading it, getting all the supplies together, all of that. And then it becomes one of those like, oh, that pattern's on my list. And so this was one that I wanted to get off my list. And I figured a lot of you wanted to as well. And Lauren was kind enough to say that it was all right for me to share her pattern on my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be doing the Taylor Tote. We are going to be doing, at least I am going to be doing, whatever you guys want to do, whatever you cut out, whatever you got prepped. I'd love to hear like what exterior choice you're doing, because Lauren's pattern offers you two different options for the exterior and then two different options for the interior. So I am going to be doing exterior one. So that's what we're going to do this morning. We're going to try to get the exterior done this morning. And then for lunchtime, we're going to be making one of my no-sew ornaments. So if you received the dynamic fabric kit for November, everything to make this was in your dynamic fabric kit. That is my once a month kit. It's a limited run, two hand dyed fabrics. You get a bunch of other fun goodies. This month, I gave you everything to make one of these no sew ornaments. So at noon, we're going to be making this. And then when we are done with that and we come back for our third round, because I'm definitely going to need some, potty breaks and food breaks in between there. I think we all will. I Then we'll come back and we'll do the interior, and I'm doing interior 2 on this bag, so that includes the interior like zipper area. So I didn't do that yet, so we'll see how that goes. So that's going to be this afternoon. And then, like I said, if I still have a voice, if Apollo is still cool that mom is giving all of her attention to you all, then we will do another fun little sew, and try to make it till 9 o'clock tonight. Already I can hear my voice is like, no, Jenna, we don't think that's gonna happen. But we're gonna try. We're gonna try. So I guess the first thing what we'll go through is I'm going to share with you all the supplies that I have, and just kind of chat a little bit, let some people come in. Please, if you're coming in, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel. I do a mix of live and recorded videos. When I first started, like my YouTube channel, if you've been here for a while, you know that this was an accidental wow. That's what I call it. I just decided that I was going to start sewing on YouTube and sharing things on YouTube. I had wanted to do it for a while and just kept putting it off. I did it. It kind of went crazy from the beginning. I guess I picked the right title. I don't know. I don't understand it. But it turned out to bring all of you lovely people here. And so I do really enjoy sharing here on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed yet, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. It helps with whatever the algorithm thing is. Two things I promise I would share, besties. You guys, you got to see this sweatshirt. So one of my girlfriends from my hometown, Christy, she does like a t-shirt company. She has like a t-shirt, sweatshirt, accessories, but she dyes as well. Dyes, tie dyes. And so she made this sweatshirt. And what I love about her shirts is like her dyes are a little bit more like subtle and muted, because she then screen prints on them. So this one has the Grinch on it. So it says the Grinch Party Planning Service, which I thought is really cute. And then the back has, like the time things. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's like super cute. And so we did a show last weekend together in our hometown. There's honey in my tea, Janie. So that was my prep. Um, so I just thought it was super cute. And so she's like, here, have it. And I was like, no, because I'm all about, I'd rather support a small small business. She's like, no, she's like, you take it. And I was like, well, then I'm gonna wear it on my live on Black Friday. So on Facebook, she has two business pages. One is Mama Sarge Designs. Yep, Mama Sarge, Sarge. And Mama just like Momma. And then the other one is Honest Moon Company. And so she has some really, really cute things. So definitely if you can go give her a Facebook like or something, I know she'd appreciate that. And then my other girlfriend, Chandra, she makes these amazing earrings. I wear a lot of her. I mean, I'm gonna have more. You wait till you see all the fun ones that I bought. But she had these, and they're little lights. They're Christmas lights with like glitter, and so she has beautiful earrings, and her company is called Irresistible Designs over on Facebook. She has a really fun group, and she always does big giveaways. So if you're really into fun earrings, go check Chandra's out. So Irresistible, like it, like the ear. Irresistible Designs is her company. I'm always all about sharing my small business besties. I also I have another bestie here. The future is Unfiltered Women. She has a company called Slightly Unfiltered. My friend Desiree, and this is one of her mugs. Because we don't need to be filtered. We can just be who we are, right? So those are my little plugs this morning. Because we're all trying to make it here. All right. So, what do I have prepped? What do I have ready for the tailor tote? I figure that's something that we'll get into, and then we can begin our sewing of our exteriors. So, I already made my. This is one of those pieces of a pattern that if I don't have this done in the beginning, at the very end I'm like, oh, I have to make that now. So I did my crossbody strap this morning before we got started. So I'm using rose gold hardware. I think all my hardware is from Indo Love Creations for today. And so I'm using what I got, and that's actually what I'm going to be shopping for today. So if anybody knows that any sales going on for hardware or, webbing, share over in my group or DM me or anything. Um, Oh, thank you, Janie. I know they would appreciate if you go over and give them a like. I know they will. And so, they're just ladies trying to share their art. That's all we are. And so I made my strap. I did rivet it. I did double rivets because I'm using 1.5 inch webbing. This webbing is I think from Gabby over at Wonderground, and like it's just so pretty because it has this rose gold metallic. And I thought that it went from what I had in my stash, it's what went the best with what I'm doing. So I did make my strap. So I highly suggest if you're like me and when you're towards the end of your bag, you're like, oh, now I need to make my crossbody strap. That you start with get those things out of the way that, kind of, make you not want to finish. So I made my strap this morning. I'm going to go through my little bag. I always make a bag of all my hardware and all my other like stuff that I need, and I keep that right at my sewing machine. So I have my two lengths for my exterior one straps. I would have done exterior two, but I did not have in my rose gold hardware. I did not have D rings or square rings for the exterior two strapping that's on the outside. So we're going to do exterior one. So I have my two lengths of my straps, and I probably, while we're here chatting, I'm gonna burn the edges of them just so that they're not frying, because I did not do that. I usually do that when I cut, but I did not do it this time. So let me take care of that here. I'm glad my hiccups are gone. Hopefully I don't jinx it. So I have my two lengths of my straps, so we need those because those are actually going to be the first thing that we sew. Then I have three zipper three zippers because we're going to have an interior zipper pocket. We're going to have an interior like pocket zipper thing. What do we call that? What do we call that? Interior. Oh, and she has two. She has, I could do that. I see now on the, Lauren has two zipper pulls there, and that's a good idea. I might add that for that interior pocket. And then we have our main zipper. So I have those. What else we got in here? I also have, so I did not have any rose gold zipper ends. Divider pocket. Yes, Rinda, Janie, divider pocket. The webbing is, Gabby always has great webbing. So I should check today if Gabby has any sales or tomorrow. So, oh, no. Oh, did I had this zipper. That's okay. I made a tassel. You know, when you prep this stuff, sometimes you forget. So I made a tassel. I'm probably going to check and see if I have a tassel that just has, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. One moment, please. I have my rose gold hardware right here. So, my other bag, which I really should, I took it downstairs last night to show my mother-in-law. So it's downstairs. So when we take a break, I'll bring it up. But one thing I didn't have in my rose gold hardware was a zipper end. All right. And I didn't have it when I didn't have any zipper ends. I need to order some of those. But what I decided to do, because there's a little hack. All right. So I made these tassels. Jolie Creations, who I do think has a sale going on, she has a template to make tassels. So I made a tassel. These tassel, there's just a clip. This is what I wanted. This is like a tassel clip, and that is not, there it is. It's opening, a little lobster thing. Okay. So I made this tassel, and then what I'm going to use for a zipper end is a little key fob thing. So I'm going to I might leave this on just because you could use it then as in your bag to clip your keys, right? So what I used on my other one is I just clipped the tassel onto the back of here, and then this is what you could clip your keys on, so that you're not digging for your keys in the bottom of your purse. So that's what we're going to use for the zipper end. We're not going to use the zipper tassel one. We're going to use the clip. So we're going to put this one away to use it for another day. All right. And then I do not have D-rings. I had these. So we're using those for the sides. It's all about what you got, right? I have a little woven label of You Matter. I have my cork tag, my name tag. And then I had a Stay Wild tag as well. We're going to use that on the interior. And then I did put another little, I cut this extra one, and I thought, well, I don't know if this will go in, but maybe we'll add another hook somewhere inside. But that's all the hardware that I have. We're going to put all this in there. I'll show you that template from Jolie Creation. I'm just going to add another zipper onto this here while we're sitting here, because I like that idea of that center pocket having a double zipper, that divider pocket. Oh. And this rose gold, I have a bunch of this rose gold zipper tape, and it's fine. It's not bad. It's just it's always finicky to get the zipper end on. I always have to, seems like this one is the one I play with the most to get it to work. Come on. Your cup. I don't want it to be off-centered. No, there we go. That doesn't look right. And now it frays. And now it frays. Okay. Let's try this again. Top one. I find that if my top tooth on my zipper is my right, that also always gives me issues. And I have one of those zipper, what do you call them? Like the zipper helper thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem to make it easier for me. There we go. There we are. There we are. Okay. So we have a double zipper on that. I'm going to leave my straps out because those are the first things that we're going to sew. And I'm just going to set my bag to the side. I'm going to move my tea, take another sip. What's everybody else drinking this morning? Is everybody else enjoying something good in your cups? All right, we're going to make some bobbins. So I'm using my Sailrite fabricator. I'm going to tilt you guys over this direction just so that you're able to see. I have my lights on. Oh, oh, the Nana eyes. I did get new glasses, if anybody noticed. I did go to the eye doctor. My eyes did get a little bit worse than what they were, which I knew it was coming. But I got two pairs. I got a pair from the eye doctor, and then I went and got some of those pair that have like the fun different frames. I'm not wearing any frames today, but I did get llama frames, you guys. I should go get them then and show you. I'm gonna make 3 bobbins. And I'm using the Saya Swag Apple Cinnamon, I think it's called, thread. You can see it's like this pretty burgundy red color. So I'm going to make 3. Because that's what I feel like. I feel like that's what I used the last time, and I had a little bit left over. Saya is having a sale today, so I'm definitely going to be ordering from her. The one color I wanted is already sold out, so I'm hoping when I finally have a chance that the other colors I wanted are still there. Clip my thread there. All right. I'll thread the needle. Straight black coffee. Oh, Janie. Janie's better than me. Wow. Girl, I'm finding that I have to get in the light to see. Yeah. My eye doctor was like, yeah, as you get older, You need more light. And that actually, it's so funny because yesterday, if you didn't know, my husband and I were building a workshop for all my dyeing and then like to inventory stuff and for our big laser that we purchased, oh God, in the spring. And so we were looking at deals. We got AC splitters, fancy shopping we've done this year. Lots of luxury items. We bought the AC splitters, which they are, it's nice to be able to say my workshop's going to have AC and heat. And then we also got lighting. And my husband's like, so, do you want to get what is just necessary? Or I'm like, no, it needs to be well lit because I'm going to move my sewing and everything out there. And yeah, it needs to be well lit. So I got lighting for Christmas, everybody. All right. Not better, just trained by Janie. Just trained by the army. Yeah. You get used to going without any of the fancy stuff, I'm sure. All right, so we have our machine threaded. I probably should, just because it's a sale right and it's for good measure. Don't look at how dusty and how much Apollo fluff is under my sewing machine, y'all. I need to definitely make sure we're oiled, so we hopefully don't have any issues. So one thing, Sailrights like their oil. All right. Everything going here. What is everybody else going on? What machines do you guys have? All right. So we're going to start with our exterior style 1. And we need our straps for that. And I need my long ruler. Let me go grab that. While you guys are getting your straps and your ruler, here I'll show you this from Jolie's Creations. So I got this at So Magical, but it's a tassel template. And so you cut out the size and then you just use your rotary cutter in each of these slots, and that cuts it so that then you can, just cut it. And then that way the tassel, you can choose to cut it short if you want to make a small one. But it's nice. It's a nice little template. So I don't know if she has these on her website for today, but I do think they are having a sale. I know Rinda has a fabricator. They're nice little babies. I think I'll keep her. I'm going to mark my halfway mark for my webbing. All right. And then, what is it? We're going to mark 9 inches from that center. So, and then 9 again from the center. Two Jukies, TL18s, and a Juki DX. Oh my goodness! I have to start making money before I can justify my purchase. Girl, you're not alone. I really want one of those, what is it called? The change stitch machines. I really want one very badly, but my husband, I'm sure, is like, so how is that making us money? Uh, I think it would make us money just because um, I could go to these different events and then I could just have some very basic bags sewn and I could personalize them. But then I think to myself, do I really want to sit at a show and have that be the only thing I'm doing? So I don't know. We'll see. That's the next one for me. All right. So now you can use double-sided tape, but I found with this thick of webbing that I have, the double-sided tape really doesn't do much of anything. So I'm gonna clip. Um, it really doesn't do anything because this stuff is so thick. So I'm just going to clip down to those marks that we just made. And I usually put a clip like right after the mark. That way I know, okay, like that's where my needle needs to go down. Oh, a cylinder machine. My friend Katie just got a cylinder machine. Her and I keep saying we're gonna, but we've both been so busy. We've been saying that we're gonna do a sew, like her and I do some sewing together. I was trying to convince her to come on today. Maybe. She just got over having a sick kiddo. Um, but she just got a cylinder arm, a Thor cylinder arm, which is very cool. I don't know. I feel like having, and maybe Rinda can attest to this. I see your question, Rinda. I'll answer it in a second. Um, I feel like having the sailorite, I know it doesn't allow me to like go around it, but I've done some, and you'll see today, I'm going to try to do it today. I've done like exterior stitching. Granted, it's a little difficult. Not having it that it can wrap around. I don't know. I don't know if I need it having the fabricator. I don't know. Maybe. Yes. So here, I'll show you. Ooh, I have stuff in my bag, but Lauren was showing one at So Magical, and it does like it like embroiders, but it's manual. I have a serger, um, so I don't need any of that fun jazz, and I do want to get more into sewing, um, like clothing and stuff, because I enjoyed my salty sews classes at So Magical. But I don't mind rethreading my serger. So we only have so much space, y'all. All right, so those are clipped. I'm gonna see what other questions. Oh, good morning, Annalisa. Good morning. Good morning. You're amazing. I love it. Thank you for coming. um, okay. Baby Lock has. Oh yeah, yeah. They're changed in the cover stitch. Yeah, I I really enjoyed my classes with Salty Sews. Maybe eventually as I get better at it. But for now, I feel like I'm pretty good. Rinda's like, my sister has one. I'm just gonna use hers. Yes, that is way cheaper. Okay, so I have my straps all clipped. Everybody, you guys are probably far ahead of me. So I like to keep my stitch length when I'm top stitching at like a 4. I know some people like theirs longer, but that's what I like. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just trying to find where my marks are. And now we're just going to do a top stitch. I do back stitch here. Back stitch at the beginning and the end. I'm just going to make sure my mark is where I want it. And I'm just going to do an 1/8 of an inch top stitch right along to make these. I know there's a fancy word for these types of handles, but it's not coming out. So we're just going to make them fancy like Lauren is telling us to do. So I'm going to back stitch probably like 2. And I'm a slow sewer, you all. If you watch Lauren, when you see her make handles, I'm like, oh mama. She's way quicker than me. All right, where's my mark? There. Yeah, our the building that we're putting in, I mean, the laser's going to take up a lot of that room, so I can't fill it with sewing machines other than the ones I have. My husband wouldn't be happy with that. He's already like, do you really? My husband's very supportive though, so. Clipping and burning, clipping and burning. Creative space management techniques. I love the officialness of that, Jamie. I'm glad you guys are having fun hanging out. So there's I thought this would be fun too. Like I said, that's really the only reason I'm doing it is because I thought it would be fun. So there's one. Let's get the other one done. Yesterday morning we made, my husband is the breakfast person in the house. He always makes the breakfast. And there's Apollo. Hey, Bubs. You guys. You gotta see this. I don't know. Oh, there he is. He just he stuck his head right in there. Like, hey, I'm here. So my husband, anyways, he's like the breakfast guy. So yesterday morning, we got up, we made breakfast, we made eggs, we made blueberry pancakes, bacon because I needed bacon for some of my recipes, pre-cooked. I see you. Yes. And I see you. I know it's early and this isn't our normal routine. I'm sorry, you guys. He's now like, wait a second, Mom. Where are you sewing so early? I hear you. You were out. You had a bony. All is well in the world. In your world, everything is fine. And we ate like a big breakfast. And then I didn't have dinner done until probably like 3:00, but we were still so full from breakfast. So I'm actually feel like today I'm really looking forward to leftovers because we really didn't get to enjoy because we only ate little bits. We really didn't overdo it for Thanksgiving meal. I love you. I do. He has his nose like right here at my leg. I know. All right. Where's Bruv? Go find Bruv. What? There's nothing here. Oh, you guys. I know. Maybe this is. Do you see something open over on the table? Huh? This is how you know you have a dog who, if he was human, he would like to sell. I'm just going to show you guys this. All right. Do you see these? Are these open? Are these open? Here, you can have half of one, okay? I don't know if I can break it. It'll be all over the place. There you go. Now we're gonna close it. All gone. All gone now. He loves those cookies because I usually have them with my tea or my coffee. And he's like, oh, they're so good, Mama. Of course they are. All right. So we have, see, he left. That's what he wanted. So we have our straps. Our straps are ready. Now I think we're going to set those aside for a bit. And we're going to do our panel slip pockets. So that's these pieces right here. And I do have, so what I'm doing for mine, I also have an extra one for an interior slip pocket I cut. And then you'll also have one for your exterior bottom. Okay, so it's the same pattern piece. So I'm just going to set aside those ones that I'm not using. And I'm going to do my slip pockets. So for the exterior, I'm so proud of this, you all. I'm doing my ruby feathers. This is my own design, my own drawings. Like, they turned out so well. And it really is the only thing that I can draw digitally. But it just turned out so well. So I don't know if you guys can see. Maybe I need to move the light a little bit. This is on basket weave, which is, I would say the equivalent to me would be like a heavy duty water resistant canvas. It just doesn't have the water resistant thing on, because I really wanted to continue, because this does matter to me. It's not that I'm not buying fabric from other places, but to have in my shop fabrics that were organic fabrics that were eco-friendly printed, like no chemicals, less water or no water at all. We try to really focus on that, even with my hand-dyed fabrics. Everything here is powered solar, or we have an outside wood burner, and we live on a farm with woods that need to be cleared once in a while. So it's always dead trees and just doing things more environmentally conscious. So even my hand-dyed fabric, I would say we try to be very focused on the amount of water we're using, on all of that. So these are so good. And so this is going to be my little front pockets on my bag. And then I'm also using some of Gabby's, again, like I said, I'm not against it, water resistant canvas. And I think this is the burgundy. And it goes very well with the feathers. And what I love about these feathers is the colors. So, any of my hand-drawn items, I've taken the color dropper tool, I guess that's what it's called, and pulled the colors from my actual hand-dyed fabrics. So any of the reds or the pinks that I've done so far, those were the colors that I pulled into my designs. I've tried to, with the other designs that I've worked with other designers on, find colors that I knew were either past, present, or future colors so that they'll match. But I do really feel like the basket weave is just it's so nice. I know that it's the ticket price. I get it. I tried as much as I could, but this fabric is very different than what you're gonna find in other shops. The luxe cotton sateen as well. I think some of the prints, like the feathers on that as well, just look so, I want to say that they look kind of glamorous, and because they have that sheen to it with the luxe cotton sateen. And then I haven't seen my feathers yet on the thermal if you're into making clothes, but I'm going to make myself like a full on get up with feathers. So it's just very, very cool. So that's that. So we're going to take those 4 pieces and we're now going to sandwich them. Have to find which side is the right side here. And I do want to clip my centers. So I'm glad you guys are excited about my pre-order. So the print pre-order, again, I'm not going to be doing it very often. So if you guys like something or you want something, I suggest you grab it while it's there, because I don't plan on doing another pre-order. If I do it again, we'll see how this one goes. So far, it's going pretty well. It's making me a little nervous. That's all. So probably April would be when I would do another print pre-order. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at any of the designs. Some of those designs might not be back for the spring, and you might not be able to get them again until the following, because I don't want to make it that there's so many choices that it's so hard to decide. I That puts me in analysis paralysis. So just keep that in mind, that if there's anything you like, grab it while it's on the pre-order, because it might not be something I bring back. Now, any of my drawn designs, I would say those I would think I would bring back, as long as the colors are still, relevant to what I'm going to be doing with my hand dyed fabric. But the other designs from working with other designers, other seamless designers, you might want to grab those. And the print pre-order, through Sunday, any orders that are $75 or more. I'm so bad at keeping secrets, y'all, but any any order that is $75 or more, there will be a free gift that comes in your package. So just keep that in mind. That will go away on Sunday, but the pre-order is until next Thursday. So if you're waiting to replenish from Black Friday, you'll have at least until next Thursday. But that's my Black Friday deal, is and small business deal, because I'm still a baby small business in the fabric area, and so to do like a sale or something like that really isn't possible. But I figured I could definitely, anybody who supports me this weekend, I have something that I know that is exciting and is worth that $75 order. All right. What color thread am I using? I am using Saya Swag's Apple Cinnamon. I believe that is the name of it. And I really like Saya's threads. I had not had any of her thread. I had a lot of Wizardry, and I have Sunny Sewing Machines. But I do, and my fabricator, it's always, you know, us people who are fabricators can be they're a little testy sometimes with what you use. So, but Gertie here seems to like size threads. All right, so now we're going to do a 1/4 inch on the top and the bottom of these panels, and we're going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. And I changed my stitch length to a 2.5. And what I really like about the basket weave, now I did interface my basket weave pieces with some So Fuse from Castine's Handcrafted. That's my favorite woven interfacing. I did interface it, but I'm going to tell you something. I don't think maybe I would have had to. I think it would have had a nice structure. But because the basket weave it's not as thick as vinyl, it's still domestic friendly, but it's still meaty enough for my fabricator to be like, oh, I like this. Because I have sewn without it interfaced. All right. Even the Luxe Sateen, I would say that it is thicker, but it's not as thick as a basket weave. So you definitely would want to interface that with some woven interfacing. If you're going to make it an exterior, but you wouldn't need to interface it as much as the regular cotton sateen that I dye, because it is thicker, but some woven interfacing would be good. And I did make on the pre-order, there is a live over on my Facebook group and on my Instagram sharing more about my pre-order. But what was I going to say? Totally lost my train of thought. Wow. I should be having that black coffee like Janie. Oh goodness. I don't know now. Anywho, we're going to turn these right side out and we're going to top stitch wherever we feel is the top. We're going to leave the bottom just the way it is. I'm just going to put some clips there. So 1/8 of an inch, change to top stitch length. Oh, thanks, Janie. There, how's that? Better camera angle. So there's my top stitch. Just holler at me, you guys. Yes, I have some things in my cart from Saya, from Kasaya. So that, like I said, that'll probably be one for sure that I shop. I know I was thinking two thoughts at the same time when I lost my train of thought. So something that is coming for the new year, I'm really excited about, that we're going to be doing something that's combining my fabric and my tea. So like that's very exciting. So that's the only hint. That's the only hint that I'm going to give for what the gift is when you do a $75 pre-order. But I'm excited about that. That's why we need this building. I need space to organize all this. Okay, so there's my two panels for the front. Now we're going to grab our lower main panels, which I am using just grab them here. I am using the new Terra Rosa vinyl from MoreMeKnow. I love their I guess it's, I don't know what they call them. I guess it's the Terra series. I don't know what their name of them is, but they have like the rose one and the green one were the ones that came out at So Magical. I love the tan. So the one is slate, the other one is, oh gosh, not terracotta of some sort. Like they're just so pretty. And they're so soft. And so we're using that. Like, guys, just look at that. Like that's gonna look so pretty. I actually thought, I don't know if you've seen Lauren's one that she made with the feathers. I mean with the leaves. I actually thought about like free sewing, drawing a feather on the one side of these. That didn't happen, but I think if I do another one, I would definitely try to raise the bar there for myself. So I'm gonna clip my centers, but I really really like this vinyl. I just saw Lauren on her story said that she has secret um sales for tomorrow. So I doubt she has sales on this, but maybe she will. I'm going to check because it really is my favorite vinyl. As far as like solid color. Okay. So we have our centers clipped. Now, here's where we have to do some measuring. And I made this mistake on my last one. Let me try to turn you guys downward more so you guys can see. I believe she says it's 1 inch. So we're going 1 inch from bottom. So I'm just gonna make a couple marks here. And then our handles go 2.25 from I'm just going to make a couple little marks here. You know when you're doing your test bag and you're just kind of like zip zip. Oh, that's crooked. Oh well. And then the second one you're like, I'm going to be a little bit more precise. So I want to make sure, because I know the one side of my tester bag is not that straight at the bottom. So yes, because she's just doing a small business Saturday dealio. So which I get, you know, like technically that's literally the only one that most people should do. All right. And I think I don't have anything to hold it there. That is the one thing that I feel like I wish we had clips that were like the length. I do have these big clips, so maybe I can use one or two of these in the bottom. Yes, Lauren's is definitely, I'm so very tempted by the mugs she has. I don't need another cup, man. I don't need another cup. I don't need another cup. I'm very tempted by it, but at the same time, I don't need one. All right. Can we see okay? Are we too close? Are we close enough? There. All right. So we're going to back stitch at the beginning and the end here. I'm just doing a top stitch length because we're not going to see this stitch. That's the 1/4 inch along the sides. But we are going to see the stitch that's along the bottom. So we're just going to make it look pretty. Let's see, where am I at there? I think I need one more stitch. I'm going to crank it because I don't know if it's going to... Yeah. Didn't look to see if Sailrite has any deals, which I do want to check because I love using. I love their double-sided tape, and I know it's stickier than everybody else's, so it probably isn't going to work for everyone. But their double-sided tape, my Sailrite likes it, and I can always use more of it. Oh my goodness, this is so pretty. Lately, every bag I make, I'm like, I think I'm keeping that for myself. Keeping that for myself. And my husband's like, aren't you supposed to want to sell these? All right, I'm going to set that aside for now and do our second side. I'm going to have to remake these marks because you do go over them. But they're helpful to just know that you're centered. And this ruler is from Off the Wall Quilt. And I do have to say, I don't really love this color, but it does definitely help the Nana eyes. It's easier to see than my pretty ones. How's everybody doing? At this rate, I won't be done until 11 o'clock tonight, probably. It doesn't matter. Oh, also, just so if anybody is joining us who isn't a part of the Facebook event page, if you go over to my Facebook group, Handcrafted with Genevieve, there is an event page link, and I will be giving away my tester bag. And that has Tula Pink fabric on the interior and some of my hand-dyed fabric. So if you're here live today, you're definitely going to want to be here live and comment at least once, and then go over and RSVP and comment on at least one of the posts over there, because that will be your entry to win the bag that I made to prep, which is navy blues and pinks. It's very pretty. Turned out very, very nice. All right, so now we have that done. Now we need to get everything ready for those straps that we made. So I'm just gonna line up and make sure that my straps will be straight here. And I'm just gonna make a couple little marks. Nothing crazy, so that I can know where the edges are. And sorry, I'm like hitting my iPad here with this long ruler. Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna grab one of my webbings, and you want your webbing to be facing this direction, like that. So that's the face down. But I am going to put double-sided tape along the center here. And this one I'm going to rivet. I didn't rivet my other one. I did a box. Well, this isn't the good sticky stuff. I want the good sticky stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna rivet this one. Okay. Oh, I'm glad you like my bag, Lisa. It is pretty. It turned out super cute. My youngest daughter is getting ready to leave for work. Oh, cool. Oh, well, good for her. I hope she has a good day at work, and that I have 2 tattoos. Neither I regret. One was when I was 2018, and one was a couple of years ago. That's this one here. It says Brave and Bold on my wrist. The other one is a 90s child location. But I don't regret it, because it's all seasons of your life, right? Hey, Mo. Welcome, welcome. So we're working on exterior 1 of our MoreMeKnow the Tailor Tote. We're just placing our straps. I should have a little piece of double-sided tape up there yet. Oh, you guys, this is looking so pretty. I was a little nervous about the rose gold, but you know what? I feel like it definitely is adding a whole other element, because like one of these feathers is more subtle, has a little bit of like the tan pink in it, and it looks so good. I'm so happy. All right, so we're going to how far up does she want us to go? All right, so I'm going to go up 11 inches. I think that's what I want. Do I want 11 inches? Yes. So I just want to mark that up there, so that with a little dot, so I know where I'm stopping. And you want to make sure, and I think this is one of the things that's a little different on this one than the other one I did, since I'm doing rivets, is you just want to make sure that you reinforce that top stitching area. I'm going to do back stitch all the way across, just because that, that is an area that you're grabbing and pulling. So we just want to make sure we reinforce it. All right. So now we're going to top stitch this with 1/8 of an inch. Now we're going to back stitch the beginning and the end. And this can feel tricky because you're right up there, but just try to make it as straight as you can. I'm going to back stitch just to reinforce that. Who knows? Maybe by the end of this, I'll give away this one too. Just because it's so pretty. I can always make another one for myself. Reinforcing that top just because handles get pulled on. We don't want it to pull out even with the rivets. I know people would buy it, but you know, I'm so appreciative of you guys who come and support me. So it is, well, let me think about the first one, my test one. The test one is if you comment here, if you like this video, and you've RSVP'd and like something over in the event, that was the one we'll be giving away for that. And this one we'll think of another way for you to win this one. Maybe it'll be if you place a pre-order this weekend. That'll be an additional little fun thing. If you joined here, you commented, and then I see that you place a print pre-order. It doesn't matter what amount. Those names will get entered for this. That can kind of be another fun Black Friday small business thing that I do. So that I can't really give a huge big discount, but I can give you a pretty purse. All right, so we have this done. We're gonna set this one aside to go get riveted in a moment. And now we're gonna do our other one. So I want to. Oh, sorry, I knocked you guys with my lime green ruler. All right, so now we're going to mark where this one is, where the straps will be. All right. Let's see here. There we go. This got so pretty. I'm so excited about this bag. Okay. Thanks, Linda. Ooh, good morning from Colorado. One of my favorite states. I have a lot of family in Colorado, Linda. I don't know if I've said that before, but most of my dad's family lives in Arvada. And so I've grown up going to Colorado since I was very little. If my husband wasn't so planted, it would definitely be one of the states I would feel at home. My Nana, who raised me from the time I was little, when I graduated from high school, well, actually college, when I graduated from college, she moved out there with her two daughters as well. So it's like a second home to me. For a little while, I thought my daughter was going to go to college out there. She looked at the University of Boulder, and at the Air Force Academy. But then the pandemic hit and she decided not to go that far away. She's still kind of far, but not that far. I'm so glad you like the feathers. I'm so excited about them. You know, and I'm sure you guys get this. When you make something yourself, like when you learn how to do something, like when we first learned how to sew, I'm sure everybody like witnessed this or dealt with this. There's so much like self-doubt, right? Like that's not good enough. Like you shouldn't sell that, right? And I'll be honest, like when I first drew these feathers, I was like, no one's gonna like this. They look they look amateur. Um, compared to like what I see other like seamless designs. And like we're always comparing ourselves to like someone's like Oprah years versus like Oprah's like starter years, right? Um and I really had to like take a step back and then like really once I got them test printed, I was like, wow, those actually are really beautiful. Like it turned out so nice. Um, so, you know, I encourage everybody, like if you make something, don't be afraid to sell it. Like even if it's your first one, right? Like it's better than someone who isn't doing it at all. And I really had to like stop and like give myself my own advice because they are beautiful. They are really pretty. It looks amazing on fabric. And it is my first ones, but it, and 20 years from now, if I'm still drawing seamless designs, there'll be something even more amazing. But there's still value in your first, right? Oh my goodness. This webbing was perfect choice. I was a little like, oh, this doesn't. No, it was a perfect choice, Gabby. I wonder if she still has more of it. I need to check out her site today. Do y'all have a favorite like hardware color that you use? Do you try to stick to the same color hardware, or do you just do whatever you think goes well with what you're making? I'd like to know people's opinions on this because I feel like that's one thing I need to inventory better for myself is knowing like what hardware do I have, or do I just like go and say, I'm only going to sew with this, like I'm only going to make bags with this color hardware, because I'm like, oh, I have plenty of hardware. I have plenty of hardware, just not the stuff I actually need. Or is that just a bag maker's problem? Okay, there's that. So now, while we're still sitting here at the machine, before we rivet anything, we're gonna go and we're gonna add our upper main panel piece. Um, before we go rivet, and then before I'm gonna actually be interfacing these with foam. Um, so let's do the upper main panel first. Oh my gosh, Linda, that's so amazing. Yes. Oh, Colorado Springs is gorgeous. Like I said, we went and checked out the Air Force Academy. And have been there also many times, just for when I've been out there visiting family, when we've gone for different types of vacationing and things like that. But yes, both my aunts live in Arvada. And my one aunt, she has a cabin up near Mount Evans. I think that's the right mountain. And so, yes, I've been there so many times. I love it in Colorado. It's, like I said, one of my favorite places. And it's amazing that you are from Reading, because I live like, what, gosh, 30 minutes from Reading. That's so fun. Ah, Mo, the ruby feathers are, you're gonna love them. I have to say, I know that not many people like yellow, but the golden feathers, I really feel, will add so much to like spring bags. I think the golden ones are going to be really great for spring. Um, I like both the ruby and the sapphire feathers for multiple reasons. So the ruby ones, like I said, I feel like you can get away with a bunch of different shades of reds and shades of pinks, but then also bring in these tans that are also a part of the ruby feathers. And then the sapphire feathers, I feel like you're not only going to be able to pair it with blues, but you also can pair it with purples, which I think is really, really, really fun. Um, Linda's saying that she uses a lot of gunmetal on a lot of rainbow, but don't use it as much as you thought you would. Yeah, I find that I don't use rainbow a lot either, unless it's something that's more like, I have like space stuff that I use for my daughter. Like I find that the rainbow, she likes that. I think it just depends on, I mean, I guess all of it depends, but I do like gunmetal. I like a lot of the antiqued hardware that is out now. I find I gravitate towards that. All right, so these are the upper mains. You're gonna have 4 of those. I interface them with the woven self-adhesive interfacing from Fabric Therapy from Nancy. So we're gonna need just 2 of those for now. I'm gonna set the other 2 aside, and I clip my centers on them. I like that Lauren did a 1/2 inch seam allowance on this bag. That's always nice. For those of us who don't have the cylinder arm, but also if you've ever done any of Shannon from the Knotted Thread Co., the Gia bag has a 1/2 inch seam allowance, and that means you better be on point with your measuring. And it looks like I'm a little short here, so, but it won't matter because it's a 1/2 inch, not a 1/4 inch. So we're all right. All or a back stitch at the beginning and the end here. And sometimes, like, if you want to, if you have a magnet, sometimes it is nice. We don't always use them, but sometimes it's just nice to really force yourself to use the tools that you've invested in. So I do like to sometimes just, especially at in a top like seam like this, to help you make sure that it does remain straight. It's really nice to use a magnet for that seam allowance. Apollo's back. Hi, how are you, mister? What are you looking for? Morning, Linda, from New York. What part of New York? New York is like Pennsylvania. It has a lot of space. I'm going to start to choose antique brass and order basic hardware. Then rainbow and black have come out, and I love them too. Yeah, I know. It's hard to decide. We're having a hardware conversation of what hardware we use. I hear you. So for those of you that don't know, my dog Apollo here, he wants to say hello again. He is a husky Pomeranian Australian Shepherd mix. So it's a fancy breed, but basically a mutt. But he's amazing. You want to come up? Want to say hi? Nope. He doesn't talk like a husky talks. Like huskies talk a lot. Sometimes he does, but he just wants attention right now. So I'm not quite sure what's going on because he's usually pretty chill. What's up, man? What's up? Does Dad need to take you out? Huh? Where's Bruv? Go down and see what Dad's doing. Go ahead. So he's been with us since the pandemic. Actually, now he's knocking down all my stuff. What? All right, y'all. Listen, I'm gonna leave you here for 1 second. I have to go get the teenager to take out Apollo because I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna top stitch this and then add the other upper portion. And so here's your 5-minute go pee break because Apollo also needs one. Come on, buddy. And I'll grab my tester bag while I'm down here. Dennis. Thank you. Rob is coming. Okay. The teenager is awake, shockingly. Okay, Linda says, where? First time. Oh, New Mexico, not New York. New Mexico. Oh my goodness. Everywhere. So here's the tester bag, y'all. This is the one I did to just see, one, how big this bag actually is. But to be prepped for today, I used Lauren's. This is that. It's like, it looks like lace, but it's in navy blue. I use gold hardware. This is some of my hand-dyed fabric. And I know for some reason it is coming in more pink on YouTube. But when I took pictures of it, it looked more corally. For some reason, the iPhone just picks up the wrong colors sometimes when you're taking pictures of stuff. So this is with the cotton sateen. that I hand dye, and it's actually a sneak peek of one of the December dynamic fabric colors. So it's called Sweet Nothings. And then the inside of it, I used Tula Pink. Okay, so the squirrely fabric. There also is a little Bob Ross Heartwood and High tag. But it turned out really, I mean, this bag is so big inside. So it turned out really, really pretty. I did use in the pocket, in the slip pocket, I also used the Tula Pink blue, navy blue stripe. And then, like I said, here, I'll show you. So I added the tassel, and then one of the key fob things is the zipper tab. So that way you can clip your keys onto there. But this is the bag that I made. This is the bag we're making today. We're just doing a little bit different interior. But if you make sure that you like this live, that you comment on this live, and then make sure that you've RSVP'd and commented on the Facebook event for today. And then that will enter you to win this bag. We'll do the giveaway. I'll pull that person on Monday. Let's say like Monday at 5. I'll pull the name of who wins. So you have till Monday at 5. If you're not here watching it live, if you're watching the replay, to go RSVP on the event, comment on the event, and then make sure you comment here and like this video, and then that way, like one of the videos today, because we're gonna have probably 3, if not 4, when we're done with the lives, because we will be taking lunch breaks, or snack breaks, or longer Apollo breaks. So this is the bag, and it has this nice crossbody strap. So I don't know, this bag is just, it's a great pattern. Like, I'm very, very happy with it. So that's what we're making today. All right, now we're gonna get back to top stitching. Albuquerque. Very cool. I love that everybody's getting to know one another. That's awesome. You know why I thought it said New York is because all my hardware and everything was in the way. All right, so now we're going to top stitch this, and you just want to make sure before you top stitch, when you're using vinyl, you do want to pull it, but you don't want to pull it so much that you're seeing your stitches, you know. You do want it to have a little bit of that lip. And what I like about my sailrite is I have my narrow foot on my sailrite. And so that one little foot piece can just ride right along there, and it just makes it look really nice. So I'm gonna change my top stitch length. I am gonna back stitch at the beginning and the end just one time to hold the stitch. Oh, that looks so pretty. And this thread from Saya, this apple cinnamon thread with this Terra Rosa, oh my goodness, it matches really well, but it just pops enough. Very pretty. I was thinking about doing tan with it just because of the handles, but I'm really glad I chose to do the apple cinnamon instead, because it's very subtle but very pretty. Okay. Oh, did I already clip the center? No. I didn't clip the centers on this one. Yeah, so once we're done with the exterior, we're going to take about a half an hour break. I would say we'll see what time it is, and I'll probably come back at noon, I'd say. And that's when we'll do the no-sew ornament. We'll do that at noon. We'll see what time we're done with this. What time is it now? Woo! It's almost 10. Girlfriends, we need to, and guy friends. Jenna needs to pick up the pace. Like I said, I'm not a fast sewer. Oh, I think we'll get there. We're trucking along here. Okay. All right. I'm gonna put my seam allowance guide there. And then I'm gonna also on this panel I'm gonna put my name tag. I'm really excited. I'm working with Jade and Chris at Heartwood and Hyde. There's gonna be some fun Thunderbird Farm tags in the new year too. Oh, I won't say that they might match some fabric, but they might, and maybe there'll be some other fun little friends featured on some tags too. Jade and Chris are working with me to figure it out, so I'm excited. I saw Jade. Oh, I saw they opened the vault. I needed to also check that. If you've been following the Heartwood and Hyde, you know they have the Fresh Tag Fridays. And I saw that they opened the vault. So there are a few, like the Stay Wild ones. I've used. This is my last Stay Wild tag. I've used them a lot, probably because I have a lot of fabrics that are like nature oriented. So I definitely want to get there and make sure I order some of those. So what did everybody have for good foods yesterday? I'm a big foodie, so there was never a food that I did not like. Quite honestly, I pretty much like everything, and I've tried a lot of different things. Okay, so there's that. Now we need to put the tag on. I think we're just gonna. I think this panel looks just perfectly fine to do the tag. So I'm gonna measure. I think I'm gonna measure an inch up. Where's my center mark though? There. There. And like another mark there and another mark there. Oh, I'm so excited that you're working with Jade and Chris. Janie, you're going to love them. You're going to love your tags. They're so good at what they do. And they're the other thing, and I really think that this is what's amazing about this community. Everyone that I've worked with, or collaborated with, or done anything with, like, not just amazing business people, but just really beautiful human beings. Like that also is pretty amazing. I'm gonna give you guys a heads up. My dog is Apollo's gonna lose his mind in a little bit. I just saw my cousin Frankie is coming to help my husband. They're working on the building today. And he just pulled in, and Frankie's dog Frankie's dog Neptune loves Apollo, and Apollo loves Neptune. They were puppies together. And so if Apollo sees that Frank is here, he'll think Neptune is here as well, which Neptune is not, but Apollo just loves him. So if he sees him and you hear Apollo losing his mind like he's a vicious animal, he's not. He's just, where's my friend? Why didn't you bring my best friend here? Yeah, Jade and Chris are awesome. I love them. I was very jealous of their trip to Greece. I told them multiple times. That's like one of my big, like, it will happen before too long. I just need to get my other kid in college, and then I can plan that trip. Right now I'm getting ready. Oh, tell me if you're going on the Okra Roots cruise. I want to know. I'm so excited about the Okra Roots cruise as well. Just making sure that. So I'm going on the Okra Roots cruise with my bestie Katie from My Little Shindig, who also has a deal going on today. Talking about foodies, she does have. I don't know if she's announced it yet, but she's doing Food Truck Friday. Because if you follow Katie from My Little Shindig, you know she has all this fun food fabric. So you're gonna definitely want to go and shop My Little Shindig. And then I think her and I have to talk, but I think maybe some of my lives in the new year will be on Fridays, and it'll be Food Truck Friday with My Little Shindig Foodie Fabric. Because I bought taco fabric from her originally, like from the original time she did taco stuff, and it's still all hanging here. And I keep saying I'm going to use it, and I never do. But how fun would it be if Katie and I did Food Truck Fridays and we did sew alongs? Maybe I can convince her. Maybe she'll do it. All right. Oh my God, you guys. This is so pretty. It's so pretty. I could stare at it. It's so pretty. Okay. So there we go. What's next? What's the next part? Oh, fun, fun, fun. I can't wait to meet everybody who's going on the Okra Roots cruise. It's going to be so fun. Oh, Claire, I hope you go. Oh, fun, fun, fun. I'm going on 2 Disney cruises. Thanks to Jess. I originally wasn't going to go on 2. I'll share this story real quick while I'm looking at what we're going to put our panel. Oh no, we're going to interface these. And so my son is graduating high school this year, and he we told both our kids, we promised we would take them on an international trip, before they graduated high school. Just because we think it's one of those parenting things we personally feel is super important, is that they get to witness what life is like in another country. And my daughter, when she was in high school, both my kids are part of our JRTC program. And we went, her junior year, we went to Normandy and France, Paris and Normandy, for the 85th, yeah, the 85th anniversary of Normandy. So that's what my daughter did. My son, because COVID, um, there we did not get to do with JRTC any type of big international trip. So I was saying to my son, like, what do you want to do? Is there some place you want to see? And he doesn't really know. Um, but he said he wanted to go somewhere in Europe. So I was like, all right, well that narrows it down. And so and he was interested in doing a transatlantic cruise. And I was like, buddy, I cannot take that many days off. There are not many like transatlantic cruises in the summertime, or in the wintertime. I wanted to try to do it in the wintertime for Europe because it's cold. Hello, icebergs and whatnot. So um, then I was talking to Shafiq when I booked my Okaroo's cruise, and he's like, is your son like, Disney? And actually, my son is in our marching band, and we've gone to Disney and marched in the parades and Universal. Like, my son actually, being an older kid, he actually is very into. I think he's going to be my Disney adult buddy. So Shafiq was like, I think he would like, the Europe Disney cruise. So I booked a Europe Disney cruise. So it's just a short one. We're going to London, and we're going to do a pre-cruise like tour thing for 3 days. And then we go to Southampton, and we stop in Brussels. It's on the Disney Dream. And so that's in August, which is going to cut into my dyeing season, but I think it's going to be super, super fun. So this foam interfacing that I'm using, this is Fabric Therapy's fusible foam. And so I'm just interfacing the bag with the fusible foam. I think it'll give it some nice structure. So there's those pieces. We have our two outside exterior pieces complete, except for our riveting, which I'm going to go over and do before I piece it all together. But we're going to start our gusset area straps. Let me find those. All right. And all right, so we need these pieces, this piece, and we need our strap connectors and our upper side panel pieces. So strap connectors, upper sides panel. I'm gonna do my strap connectors first and just get them done and out of the way. Whoop. All right, let's see. I'm gonna read. Wow, your mother-in-law. I hope you like your mother-in-law, Janie. I love my mother. My mother-in-law is amazing. I love her so much. She's a really great mother-in-law. But I hope you like your mother-in-law, Janie. Yeah, it's gonna be it, Claire. I'm excited. It's so funny because if any of you guys have kids, multiple kids, you really notice like the parts of their personality that are like, say, you, right? And the parts of their personality that are like your partners. And my daughter is very much like my husband. Like, she has a lot of personality traits, like my husband. I mean, she's artistic. She's very artistic. But just her overall demeanor and personality is more like my husband. My son's is more, I would say, more like me. And so I think him and I are going to have a really, really good time together. Like I already got, I showed it the other day on my story from Sophie Ray, who, if you don't know, Sophie Ray Fabrics is closing. Make sure you go over and even if you don't buy anything from my pre-order, go and support her one last time. Because she is closing her fabric shop, not for any like bad reason, just a moving on reason. But she has a lot of fun character fabrics, and so I ordered like Remy Tiny Chef fabric because the Dream has the Remy restaurant. So when I'm able to book, that's like the one fancy restaurant, right? When I'm able to book our reservations for that cruise. Oh, I have something sticking. Why are you sticking? There we go. When I'm able to book reservations for that, I want to book us a brunch, my son and I. That's like going to be the one little splurge on the actual ship. But I want to make us like fancy Remy. I want to make him a jacket or a tie or something. Like, I think it'll be fun. And he's my kid who would like, he gets into that. My daughter, I guess my daughter would, but she's more like not so much Disney, more Universal. Like she would do a Harry Potter thing with me no matter what. Like I know that. He's not so much that. He likes more the shows and the music, that sort of thing. I'm also going to rivet these because it just looks really, really pretty. I wish those this was, I should have made those wider, but we're using what we got. Can't believe this year my daughter's going to be 21, you guys. I cannot, can't handle it. Yeah, no, Janie, I can't do it. I'll tell you what, the cruise thing is definitely, this is what I will say, because I looked into a lot of different cruises because my son was interested in that before the cruise was even like happening. And I was actually very impressed with Disney with the amount that was already included in the cruise. Like compared to what like other cruise lines I was looking at for me and my son. Like a lot of the stuff is not included at all, and except for like basic food, right? So I was actually like, for your money, for what you're spending, like you definitely are getting way more in just the initial ticket of the cruise. So even though it's expensive, and I kept questioning myself of like, can we swing it? At the same time, I think it's definitely not something that I could. You're not going to see me going on Disney cruises every year. That's for sure. I can't afford that. And I've traveled a lot. So part of me now is like, I like to travel, but I want to go to very specific places that I haven't been yet. So it'll be like very specific trips that I plan in the future. One of my favorite places that I've ever been, and this is going to sound funny because everybody thinks of this place as being like specifically a certain thing, is Amsterdam. I actually, like, Amsterdam was truly one of my favorite places that I've ever I've ever traveled to. And not because I was at the age where I was not at the age where partying was the reason. Um, Amsterdam has so much history, and I really like, I love the Anne Frank Museum, as sad as it is. It also like really gave you more about her life, than what I guess is known. So I really, really love that. And then, because I am a foodie, their food, like the restaurants and stuff, oh, chef's kiss. Um, so, so good. My hotel was on the same strip as the Anne Frank Museum. So it just had like this very, I don't know, it just had this feel to it. I really, really loved it. And then I also did like the tour of like the windmills and a cheese factory. It was just, and the streets are just lined with like these great little shops. Um, it really was my favorite place I've traveled to. So I highly recommend if you ever get a chance to go to Amsterdam. Um, to go to Amsterdam. I'd say my next favorite is probably Venice, and I wish I would have stayed longer in Venice. I'm just riveting these since we're going to be putting them in the sides. Yeah, a couple of years ago, my cousin Frank, who's here with my husband today, helping with the building, he's a mechanical engineer, and he was offered with his company to go to Italy to work on a machine, and they offered to pay for his wife to go. His wife is my best friend, um, and she's not as adventurous as me, I guess. And so when they offered to pay for her to go, she wasn't gonna go. And I was like, what? And her oldest, like, I give her credit, her oldest was graduating that year from high school. And it was in September. And she's in band also. So it was like, the first, last. And she's like, I don't want to miss any of those things. And I was like, I know, but it's Italy. So it was actually in Turin, Italy, which I loved. Torino, Turin, whatever, however you pronounce it. Which I loved. It actually has the largest farmers market in Europe. It's one of the things it's known for, and it was a Roman veterans city, so it has a lot of actual Roman history as well. And so uh, that's where we were staying. So we had a free hotel, at least I did, and then we had to pay for, well, they paid for her flight, but I had to pay for a flight. So I basically, like, after she left my house, because she came here, she thought her husband was joking that they were gonna, pay for her to go to Italy, and they weren't. And then when she realized they weren't joking, she like was having a panic attack and came here to tell me about it. And I was like, you cannot not go. Like, that's and my best friend, she's also Catholic. And so like she's probably the best Catholic I know. Like she gets her Easter baskets blessed and everything. Like it I have a fascination for religion, but also a huge respect for people who like deeply practice their religion. And so she's like the best. And anyways, I was like, you cannot not go. Like and so I made her book a ticket, and we went to Italy together, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful trip. So, like I said, she wanted to see Rome and do the Vatican, and I really wanted to go to Venice. Venice was on my list. So we booked trains to take us to Rome and to Venice. and just had an amazing time together. And Venice, because the time of year, I didn't know this. We had a lot of people tell us like, "Oh, you're not gonna like Venice. It smells. It's dirty," and like we just had a lot of people tell us that. And then when we got there, here the time of year, it was right after the film festival, so it actually is the best time to go because they clean up everything like really, really well. Um, and you'd also like all the crowds have pretty much pushed out. Good morning, Jamie. I'm sharing travel and foodie stories right now while we're working on the gusset exterior of um our Taylor tote. Okay, so something to be mindful of with your gusset is you are going to top stitch. When you fold over, you want to fold it away, right? So I'm going to do that after I get it all pieced together here. But yeah, so we went to Venice and just really loved it. I wish we would have stayed the night. I wish I would have seen it like at night, but we didn't. We just stayed for the day. Rome, I could have done. Rome, I could have done without, but again, that was her thing. Um, it was just very tourist oriented, and that's not my favorite type of travel, right? Um, oh, I just unthreaded my needle. So, but I feel like if we would have spent more time in Rome, more than just a day, because again, they were just day trips, and probably would have liked it more because we would have went to more of like the places that weren't all tourist stuff. But Turin, was is where the Shroud of Turin is, if you're familiar with that. That was actually that city was, if you go to Italy, I feel like it's a city that's kind of not talked a lot about because we did the farmers market like tour with like a travel agency, and that was amazing because it wasn't like a super expensive tour that we did, but the whole time the tour guy was like, whenever we'd be like, "Ooh, look at that cheese," or "Oh, look at those grapes," he's like, "Do you want them?" And we're like, Do you want some?" "Yeah, sure." And they would like buy, like we left this farmers market tour with like 2 bags full of groceries. Again, we had a hotel size fridge. Um, but we left with like all these meats and cheeses and honeys and grapes and like all this stuff because every time we said like we wanted to try something, we thought like because they were also just giving out samples, but the tour guide bought you whatever you said you liked. And that, like, we didn't owe any additional money. It was wild. Um, so we had our own little like cobble squat uh hotel picnic then with my cousin when he came back from work that day. All right, so now I'm going to top stitch these. Yes, but I think it would be fun if Katie and I did a food truck Friday, and maybe whatever food fabric we're having, maybe we also have that food on the live. Another great place is South Korea. I've never been there. You lived there for 5 years. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I love that. I think, that's also something like if you're able to live in a place, like you get so much more appreciation. Um, well, one for a different culture, but also you like it really helps you realize like we're all the same. We all have the same like hopes, dreams, fears, like it really makes the world a small place, not feel so big and so unconnected. When I was 20, I actually, again, an accidental wow of my life. I was offered a job as a nanny, and I lived with the family in Costa Rica. And it really was for 3 months, like, and I didn't speak a lick of Spanish at all. Um, it really was just an amazing experience, not just because of the beauty of the place, but also just because the people were like just so amazing. And when you think about Central America and like poverty that's there, you never would have known other than maybe like the houses that they lived in. Like it's just because their hearts are so full, and they're so grateful. Um, but Costa Rica is also an amazing place if you've never been to Costa Rica. Yeah, goodness. Life story time. I mean, I guess that's what's going to happen on an all day live is you guys are going to know a lot about me. And I'll get to know a lot about you hopefully. If you have a favorite place that that you've traveled, or maybe there's a place that you're hoping to travel, like you want to plan to go to a place, that is definitely part of um just who I am. I was raised in a family that I never felt like the world was small. I didn't travel a lot internationally when I was little, but I had um my grandparents and my dad uh lived in Liberia, Africa. Um, my dad was there from the time he was 8 till he was 15, and my grandparents who raised me, they were there a total like a combined total of 14 years. So I just was always raised, and when they lived there in the 60s, it was also a lot cheaper to like travel like in Europe than to come home. So, like, almost my whole house growing up just like was filled with things from the places that they had traveled. So, I just grew up knowing that the world was bigger, which I think definitely, I guess, made my outlook different on life, I guess, than some. All right, I'm going to do a half of an inch. I have a little bit, probably like a 1/4 inch overhang of my strap connectors. I'm just kind of seeing, like, trying to gauge where my rivet is so I don't sew over my rivet. And you are doing a half of an inch seam allowance here. Okay. Oh my goodness. Like, the rose gold with this Terra Rosa is so pretty. All right, so we're going to fold downward. Correct. Yes. Trying to remember. Yes. And now we're going to top stitch that. And you might need a jumper here because that's so thick. So I'm gonna use and I broke my needle, you guys, I bet. Did I? No. Ooh, that was a close call. I thought for sure I broke it. I didn't. I need a proper jumper. Where do you find those? I really shouldn't be using that as my jumper. It turned out nice. Still make nice stitches. Okay. It sounded like I broke my needle, but I didn't. Did I? bend it all? No, that looks all right. Okay, there's that side. I need to turn my fan on, y'all. It's getting warm. Okay, 1/4 inch. Make sure I'm straight. So again, if you're here, if you're watching us live or you're watching the replay, I am going to be giving away my tester bag, which was the bag I made first, like this. You can see it over in the Facebook event page and in my Facebook group. From being a part of this live, coming in here and commenting, whether it's now or it's on the replay, liking this video or one of the videos today or all of the videos today, and doing the same over in that event page, making sure you're RSVP'd, and then also liking or commenting on a post. That'll enter you to win that bag. And then this bag, if you place an order on my print pre-order, my first ever print pre-order over the weekend before Sunday, not only will you get a free gift in your package if the order is over $75, but if you place a print pre-order no matter what amount, you'll be entered for this bag that we're making today. And I'll be picking the winners on Monday at 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Okay. It looks so pretty. The rose gold, the apple cinnamon. All right, so now we have this all together. I'm going to grab my foam. I'm gonna go grab that. Interfacing. We're getting close, y'all, to having this exterior done. Okay. And we're early. We're kind of on time. You said you need a fan. We're freezing out here this morning. We started your first fire of the season. Oh my gosh. Yes. So it's sunny out today here in Pennsylvania. So, and I would say it's probably decent out. It was cool this morning, but it wasn't like cold. We did have a little bit of a snap a couple days ago, but it kind of turned itself around, which I'm grateful for. Rainy and cold in Florida. Oh, I know my Floridians don't like that. Don't like that rainy and cold. I don't know how you guys do it with the humidity down there. It gets humid here in Pennsylvania, but it does not get Florida humid. Okay. So now we have that interfaced. Now we're gonna piece that exterior together. We're gonna put these two the upper main sides with our upper main panel pieces. I'm just gonna clip them together and keep them aside. Now we're gonna start piecing the exterior to our gusset. So way back Is that how you say that? I've not, yeah, Way Whack and Amazon have hump jumpers or double up on some thicker vinyl straps. Yeah, that's a good idea. Oh, the humidity from bloody noses. Yeah. I mean, we have humidity here in Pennsylvania. Don't get me wrong. We have humidity, but and it can get nasty, but it does not get like Florida. I like Florida while I'm there, and then when it's time to come home, I'm glad I'm leaving Florida. Like I said, I feel like my favorite states as far as climate wise, I like snow. Um Sybil, it's freezing and is it actually freezing, Sybil, or are you just saying it's freezing? um my favorite states, I would have to say, I really love New England because I lived in Maine for a period of time. They just get too much snow, but I love the atmosphere of New England. Um, so so yeah, I have to say New England, New Hampshire, Maine. Um, I love it. I love the atmosphere there. But Colorado, Oregon, I love Oregon and Washington um, as well. So Pennsylvania, I'm here because my husband is physically attached to the farm, which is fine. It's one of those things. Watertown, New York. Oh, cool. Yes, my daughter and my daughter's in New York. She's in the Adirondacks, and I I couldn't do that. I mean, when she says it's -25, no, thank you. All I'm doing right now, y'all, is I'm clipping some stitches for when we go around the corners, and I'll probably put a little piece of double-sided tape right around the corner as well, just to help hold things in place. It's 58, so it's freezing. Yeah. That's what I was wondering, Sybil. I was like, if it's freezing, I think there'd be probably a news alert that Florida has freezing temperatures and there's riots in the streets. Uh, this is going to be such a pretty bag when it's done. I did the foam. I didn't do foam interfacing on my other one. That's why it's a little bit more slouchy, which I like. Like sometimes, I don't know. I feel like sometimes I like bags to be very, very structured, and then other times I'm like, I feel like sometimes slouchy is the way to go. It doesn't make it so, I guess, what do you want to call it? Like I feel like it feels more everyday. Maybe that's just me. Okay. Line up our seams here. And I will say with this foam, the self-adhesive foam interfacing from Nancy, that it does gum up my needle a little bit if I get into it, and I probably will get into it a little bit. So usually what I do is I either use my glasses cleaner that I have here at my sewing table. Um, that helps clean off my needle, or it's just some alcohol to clean off my needle afterwards. I know it's cold for you. I'm just, yeah. I love yous. Hey, everybody's allowed to each their own. I feel like it wouldn't get wintry enough for me. Like it wouldn't ever feel like the season changed. But I guess once you're living there for a while, it would. Like you're saying, when 58 is cold, then it does feel like winter is around the corner, I guess. Yeah, my daughter, her dorm room, -25 with 9 foot of snow, but sunshine. Yeah, that's what my daughter, where she's near Lake Placid. Um, so that's like her first year there. Her dorm room, the dorms are right by a lake. And so her dorm room, the freshman dorm room, obviously they're the oldest, right? And her one wall was like cinder blocks, and we FaceTime her every Sunday, and her one wall was just a sheet of ice. Like when she touched it, it was like I was like, oh my god. Uh, but she loves it there. She does like winter. Like she's a winter kid. So she likes winter. All right. So now that we have this clipped and ready to go, we're going to do a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around. We're going to back stitch at the beginning and the end. And we're just going to take our time. I have my seam guide here. Trying to make sure it stays. And this is heavy. So you might need to, oh, some of my self-adhesive stuff was sticking there to my desk. And when you get down here to your corners, I always like to kind of like spread my corners out like that. Can you guys see that? So that way, if I do get any little creases, it's like it's uniformed. But you shouldn't get any creases because the seam allowance is nice, so you don't have to worry about that. Ruin clips. Not that much. Trying to make sure I don't lose my pattern here. And I don't know if I'm gonna go back and top stitch these side seams for this one. Just because I'm using matching color thread, I don't think it's gonna, I like to do that when I'm using like a contrasting thread because I feel like it really makes things stand out, but I don't feel like I necessarily have to do that with this one. Okay. Let's see what it looks like. We'll just turn it a little bit. Oh, you guys, look at this bag. Oh, that's so gorgeous. Yeah, I don't think I think it's gonna. I'm not gonna top stitch it. I think with the foam, it's gonna look nice either way. All right, so now we're gonna grab our other panel piece, clip my thread there. I'll move my pattern because that was in my way. All right, I'm gonna add my double-sided tape to my corners. Do you have any fabrics that you're really liking that you're using for this bag? What vinyls are you using, or what theme are you doing if you're doing this bag? Do you have like a theme going on or a color that you're making it? I'm so excited. Please, please, if you're making this bag with me today, please share a picture of your finished one over in my group because I really do want to see it. I'm not just saying that. I'm like, I really want to see your bags because I think so often we do this stuff together and then we don't post a picture. So either post it over in my Facebook group or tag me over on Instagram so I can see it. And make sure you tag Lauren too, because I know she probably wants to see it as well. Okay, now we're gonna make our sandwich. This is where the foam is gonna be a tricky piece because foam definitely adds another layer of stiffness to it. Oh, that was Apollo trying to get up here, but he just shut the door on himself. So he's hoofing. Let me go open that door for him because he'll start crying. Did you lock yourself out? Come on. Come on. Did you lock yourself out? Yeah, I see you. Now, I didn't let you in to pest me. Bruv is downstairs. Did he get you something? It's so funny how he knows. When I say bruv, that's my son. Oh, my father was calling me. What? I don't know if you want it or not. No. Something that you just want to iron out. No, I have it. Yeah, well. Thanks. Yep. My father-in-law must have found an iron from something. There we go. And yes, we do live with my father-in-law. Bless my heart. I like both my in-laws. I shouldn't say anything. It's a lot, though, when you live with them. Apollo, seriously, man? He's like here with his paw on my shoulder. I see you. I do. And I love you. We'll go play ball when Mama's done here. Not yet. Soon. Oh, baby. You're gonna sound so pitiful for everybody. Like, this bag is definitely a big bag. I don't know, did anybody else not realize this is a big bag? I did not realize that. I thought it was more, I don't know what I thought. I thought it was more like a handbag size, I guess. And I feel like this is more like a messenger bag size. And it might be because I haven't carried a big bag in a very long time that I feel like this bag is big. But it's big, I think. It's a nice big. I'm not saying that. It's just, it's bigger than what I thought it was. Oh my goodness. Poor child. You're deprived, I know. Oh. I don't have anything, sweetie. I know you just want attention. Okay, can you wait till Mom is finished with this piece? All right, you guys. I know I'm crooked. And I've hit you a bunch of times, but hopefully that's better. All right. I was knocking my... All right, I think we're gonna kind of fold this in so that hopefully you guys can see. And we're gonna do the same on this side. Hey, man, do you see this? See the paw? Do you guys see the paw? I see you. I love you. Yes, I love you. I love you. Can you wait? Hold on. Soon, buddy. Soon. Oh. All right. Mama can't rush now. Can't rush now because we're at the end of this part. And it's looking so nice. We don't want to mess it up now, Bubs. I see your nose. I see it. I see you. I know you're here. I'm glad that you're here. I am. Hello, I see you. Yes, I know. This is the husky coming out right now. Hey, yo, I see you. I know. Wasn't Grove paying attention? Is he playing the game or something? We're getting down to the end here. Oh, I can't wait to turn it right side out. Okay, moment of truth. And if anybody is willing to real quickly, if you can, since this is going to be the end of the first live, and then we're going to take a break until noon, and then I'll be back at noon to do the no-sew ornaments. Okay, we'll do no-sew ornaments at noon. If anybody is willing to pop in real quickly in the comments, the link to my print pre-order. Again, anybody who orders today through Sunday, $75 or more in my print pre-order, you're going to be getting a very special free gift in your order. So I'm very excited about that. It's something fun that's happening in the new year that you will be getting first. And then anybody who comments, likes, RSVPs to the event, and comments on a post in the event on Facebook, you're going to be entered for this bag. This was my tester. Okay. So this is the bag we're making, the Taylor Tote, and it's navy blues and pinks with Tula pink fabric on the inside. So that's what you'll be entered for. And then anybody who places an order in my print pre-order, no matter what amount, you're going to be you'll be entered for this bag. Let's turn it. I know we have to turn it back because that's when we go and we're putting it together, but let's turn it right side out just so we can see what this bag is going to look like. So if somebody could pop that link in, I'd really appreciate it. Oh my gosh, this is going to be so pretty. Okay. Let me just make sure that the corners are all. Oh, and my seams, look at that. That makes me happy. All right, that it got all centered correctly. Are you guys ready? Are you ready? Look at this. I mean, the structure that foam gave it. I'm going to put rivets here too. I can't forget that. I need to put those rivets there. But so far, this is looking stunning. All right, so that's that. We've got our exterior done. I hope you have your exterior done if you've been sewing along with me. I hope you have your exterior done. I'm just going to pop those rivets in, go take Apollo out to play some ball probably. That way he'll be enjoying some nappies when we're back again at noon Eastern time for our no-sew ornaments. I do have all of the, if you want to do this with us and you have a 3-inch foam ball in fabric and you didn't get the dynamic fabric kit, I do have all the ingredients, I was going to say, all the stuff you need and the measurements for what you need for this over in that Facebook event. So you can go over there and check that out. And I don't know if anybody was able to find that link, but let me go and grab it for us. Here you go. There you go. This was fun, y'all. This was a great start to our day. Also, this hour gives you a little bit of time to be able to go in any of those small shops that I shared, any of the other places that you want to get some Black Friday shopping in. Hopefully, I feel like this for me is probably one keeping me from spending way too much money today. Um, And it's also making me think about what are the things. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for trying there, Janie. um I think it also can help us like think about what are those things that we do actually need to look for sales on today, right? Like the hardware situation and so forth. So I'm really excited to be back here at noon for the no so ornaments. It's one of my it's this is like literally one of my favorite holiday crafts, and it's great to just they're great to even add to like the wrapping of your packages. And it's one of those things you can sit and do while watching Christmas movies. If you watched Elf long before Thanksgiving, like probably the 1st of November, I wouldn't know anyone else who does that. But yeah, it's just a fun to do with your hands. Um, I started making these actually when I had my hysterectomy, so it was a good little keep your hands busy activity. So we'll be doing that at noon. And then after we have our break, after we make that, we'll come back and then we'll do our interior of the Taylor tote. Okay. So I'm like, this bag, you guys, I am going to give this one away, but I might make a second one in exactly the same thing for myself. But I am going to give this one away because if you're supporting me, I want to support you. So this can be a way that I support you. Oh my God, so, so pretty. All right. Thanks so much for joining me this morning. Feel free to share this video out with anybody that you feel would be interested in knowing more about it. Should we also share, since I'm saying we're doing a giveaway with it, should we also share the event link? Because I feel like that could probably help people make sure they're entered. So let me go and grab that quick. Um, Come on, Facebook. Invite. No, we have the link, right? Manage, copy event link. There it is. All right. Here's the RSVP to the event. There we go. All right, that way everybody can enter for whatever they want to enter for. The other thing to be mindful of, and we're like 25 members away, is that I am going to be unlocking a 1K giveaway. All the details for that are pinned in the features posts of my Facebook group, but we're like only 25 people away from that unlocking. And it's a pretty big giveaway. It has a projector, it has a swag wagon, that's what I call them, and a $50 gift card for my shop. So definitely, if you have any sewing buddies who aren't a part of my Facebook group yet, you want to invite them because once we hit that 1,000, that'll unlock that giveaway, and then a winner can be picked for that giveaway as well. So I'm giving things away. But it's fun. So I'm excited to do that. So see you at noon. Go have some lunch or some brunch if you're on the West Coast. Thank you so much for waking up early with me. I really appreciate it. Truly, like I'm a morning person, but I it takes some to for me to it has to be something special. So thank you for making me something special. And I'll see you at noon when we make our next activity together. See you soon.